Everything is against me today, y'all. Absolutely everything. I tried to film, and then what happened? Oh, I blabbered on and on and on. Way too long. So this video would have been way too long. So I decided to start over. Had to reformat my memory card for reasons. Then tried again. Got a phone call from my realtor. Let's get started today, shall we? Welcome to the Untitled Knitting Podcast. My name is Lee. I am leighknits on Instagram and I'm Lee Yost on Ravelry. I have both of those linked below, or you can just search for them. You'll find me that way too. I am currently in KC, South Carolina, where it is warm, muggy, and overcast right now. And there'll be more on that later, because I'm only here temporarily at this point. Alright, I hope you guys aren't tired of seeing this nail color, because I have packed all of my nail polish into a box and have only kept 2 bottles out. So I've just been going back and forth between 2 nail polish colors, and it is driving me nuts. So I hope it's not driving you nuts. What's a fun fact? Fun fact about me is I've never broken a bone. Not any kind, no matter how big or small. Not even a fracture, nothing. That's a fun fact about me today. All right, let's start this podcast, which is about knitting and crochet and some cross stitch and maybe, very, very rarely, sewing. I only sew when I need to. It's always practical sewing. I don't sew for fun. And it's all knitting today. All knitting. I like crochet. I really do. But it hurts my hand, so I don't do it as often. I don't know what it is about holding the hook. I've thought about trying to reteach myself how to crochet, holding the hook in like the other way. Like I see some people crochet like this. I think that might be easier on my hand than doing like this, because that is really rough on me. So I might, if I feel froggy, tackle that at some point soon. But first thing on the list of things to talk about today is FOs. I have none. Not a single FO. It has been exactly a week. Today is Monday, January 8th. No, it's Monday, June 8th, 2020. It's been exactly a week since I last filmed. I have been better about filming on schedule, but I have not been as good at remembering to upload on schedule. So last week the video uploaded really late, but I did film on Monday. So, no FOs. It's only been a week. But I have lots of like little things to talk about, knitting related today. For whips, I will start with my socks, because it's relevant to other things in my whips list. I am taking part in Kay, the crazy sock lady, taking part in her summer sock camp this year. I am very excited. It's her first year doing it, and I have not knit very many socks before. I've knit 1 pair of socks that you saw in my first episode, the cottage socks. I knit those, and then I knit 1 sock, which was that blue sock from last episode in the FOs. Half FOs, HFOs. I knitted that 1 sock. Then I put that sock aside so that I could start these burgundy socks. And that is the extent of my sock experience. So I'm very excited to get some practice in this cowl. The summer sock camp started on June 1st, which was only 7 days ago. If that was Monday, then I started these. Yes, that was last Monday. That was the day I filmed last. So I started these on the day the cowl started, because I'm pretty sure I cast those on that morning. I'd only had about that much done on them, and now they look like this. Will you stop? Get down, you're gonna mess up my curtains. Oh, he's so bad. He hears the neighbor's dogs barking. Anyways, these are my burgundy socks. I had mentioned that I wanted to cast these on for Brad, but they are definitely not his size. These are definitely gonna be my size. with little tan stripes. They got this garter texture on the front, which is very lovely. I did the heel flap and gusset decrease already. I'll just hit myself in the face with this. So the hard part's done. I knit them 2 at a time. They are on a 40-inch ChowGoo red lace circular needle, 40-inch, size 1, 2.25 millimeter. I love knitting socks 2 at a time. I knew immediately as soon as I tried it that it was the way I wanted to go because I'm impatient. I don't want to knit socks 1 at a time. But I cannot do gusset decreases 2 at a time. I got about 3 rounds of gusset decreases yesterday and was so mad. I couldn't handle it. I had to take one sock off, put it on a second pair of needles, finish both of the gusset decreases, and then put them back on a 2 at a time needle again. Anyways, I was supposed to be making these for Brad. They are not his size, they are my size, but I have so much of this yarn. I'm just gonna make him another pair after these. Not immediately after, I have some other socks planned, but I will be making him a pair as well with this color. Because it is really nice, this yarn. This yarn is fingering weight, 100% recycled Shetland wool. It was a Land's End sweater in its past life. The girl who sells this yarn, I think her name is Misty. Hope I'm not getting that wrong. I think her name's Misty. Misty. But I think I said her social media backwards in past episodes. Her Instagram is just recycled yarn and her Etsy is natural recycled yarn. I'll have it down here. But I think I might have said that backwards in past episodes. But she frogs sweaters and sells the yarn. She cleans it and winds it up for you. It's wonderful. So good for the environment. It's affordable. I think this was almost 600 yards and this was almost 300 yards. So 900 yards of fingering weight yarn for something like, her price range is like $35 to $55. And it's, oh, so good. That is my first whip part of Kay's summer sock camp. I have been thoroughly enjoying having this excuse to knit more socks. I've also been really enjoying knitting socks. I don't know why. They're a lot of fun. I never knew what I was missing out on. Second whip is my blanket. We'll do my blanket first. My mosaic blanket. And I'm still doing that thing I told you about where I'm trying to set aside 30 minutes every morning to knit on this baby. And I had mostly succeeded until yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday and I said, you know what? It's Sunday. It's my lazy day. I'm going to not knit my 30 minutes this morning on this. I'm going to only knit on my socks and my Weidlinger pullover, which is what I did. And then this morning I couldn't knit my 30 minutes because I had to go to the doctor this morning. I might still get my 30 minutes in today, but I didn't this morning. But this is my mosaic blanket. And this is where I was last episode. So this is how much I got done in 5 days. It's been a week, but I only knitted on it for 5 days. I timed myself. Within my 30 minutes, I would ask Siri every row how much time I had left, and I get pretty much exactly 4 rows done every 30 minutes. It takes me about 7 minutes per row, which is 28 minutes. So it works out just about exactly right. Not a ton of progress, but more progress than if it was just sitting in the bag, untouched. This is being knit on my Knit Picks interchangeables. It is my only interchangeable set, and I actually really like them. They're really nice. And these are size 8, US size 8, 5 millimeter on I think a 40-inch cable. I'm not 100% sure. And my progress keeper is a little stone jelly bean. Don't ask me what kind of stone it is. I went through my jewelry and I took a bunch of little charms and single earrings and stuff and I made progress keepers out of them. And this was a pendant from a necklace I got from a museum as a child. I don't even know what it is. And the yarn for my blanket is pull out 2 fresh cakes because I have the cakes that are being used, but it's hard to hold them up. And I have fresh cakes ready, so might as well show you these. This is Barocco Modern Cotton. This one's starting to come apart. It is very soft and beautiful. I think this is the DK weight. No, this is the worsted weight. They also make it in DK, but this is worsted. And I have the color 1643, which is called Lighthouse, the orange, and the color 1601, which is, I think, called Sandy Point, but I'm not 100% sure. It's color 1601. I'm pretty sure you can search them all by their numbers anyway. They are 100 grams per skein, 209 yards. I needed like 8 and 6, I think, skeins for the orange and the white respectively. Yeah, that's as far as I got on that. My third whip is my Weidlinger pullover. And I had to add a second progress keeper because the progress keeper I had on here, I was moving every day because I wanted to see my progress. I wanted to feel good about myself. But I went back to my last episode, I counted pattern repeats and I added a second progress keeper so that you guys could see how much progress I'd gotten done on it. And this is it. My Weidlinger pullover. This is the back panel. This is the first piece I started. I'm just going purely by the pattern. And I'm knitting a size large. And yeah, it's looking really beautiful. This pattern is so like textured and tasty. This is where I was last episode. So I've knitted all this, and this is where I was yesterday. This is what I knitted yesterday. We've been going through a lot this last week. I will go into that in the updates. So I didn't get to knit as much as I wanted to, but still pretty good progress. I'm almost done with the back panel. One more pattern repeat, I think, and then I can cast off. But you can see here there's an arm section for the armhole, and then add a couple stitches and you keep going. I am working on my Knit Picks Interchangeables again. These are size 5, which is a size, okay, US size 5, let me give you millimeters, 3.75 millimeters. I think they might be on 24-inch circulars, not 100% sure. But the size 5 is a size smaller than the pattern requests or recommends, and I knit loose. So I'm using a 5. That's that so far. The yarn I'm using for it, let me grab it so I can show you, is Brooklyn Tweed Arbor. It is their DK weight 100% Targhee wool, and the color is Spruce. It's just so good. I'm not gonna go on and on about how much I love this yarn every episode, but I love this yarn. The last whip I have, the only other whip I have, is my second long-term project, and that is my pitch coat, which I have not done any work on, not a single stitch. It was supposed to be my entry for the Emily Green knit along, and I decided that I was going to back out of that. I wasn't going to consider myself participating anymore because I decided I wanted to do summer stock camp instead. And pitch is a really big pattern. Like if I could have found a hat by Emily Green or something that I wanted to cast on right now, she does have hats that I want to make, but not right this second. I probably would have done that to participate, but the pitch coat's so big, I won't get it done. So I'm just like, I'm knitting on that just a little bit at a time. I'm not trying to participate in the knit along anymore though. But that leaves me my blanket and pitch as my long-term knits, and that only leaves me with 2 whips, my socks and my Weidlinger. So I'm casting on a third whip, and let me show you. It's going to be a hat. I wanted to do something small just because my Weidlinger's already pretty large. I don't want to add another big project. I want to crank out some fun stuff, you know? So I'm gonna make a hat, and I have picked out, I just saw this and I fell in love. It is the Soulful Slouchy hat. I don't know if it's the Soulful Slouchy beanie or just the Soulful Slouchy hat, but it's designed by Tiff Nealon. She did the sample with this blue and 3 different colors for the color work, and I'm going to be using just 2 colors. These are Brooklyn Tweed yarns. Surprise, I had these in my stash already. And I have enough of both of these colors to maybe make 2 of these hats. So we'll see if I make 2, one for me and one for Brad, but it depends on how he feels about it. But I'm using 1 skein of Loft and 1 skein of Peary. The Loft color is called Old World, and the Peary color is called Patina. And Peary is actually the yarn she recommends for this hat. It was the sample yarn that she used. But I'm only using these 2 colors. I'm gonna do the main color and then all of the color work in this color because I think it will be beautiful. And I'm gonna cast that on like maybe today. Like I'm casting it on ASAP. Before I go on to my next project, let me show you what's in this bag. This is a bag that I used to keep paints in. But I went through my studio cleaning out, purging, and all of the paints in here just stayed in here. I never used them. I have a drawer of paints that I use all the time. So my brother is also an artist and I decided to just pass them along, let him enjoy all of the paints. It was all gouache. This whole bag was filled with gouache. So I just had this empty bag and I saw it sitting on my bookcase and I was like, oh, that looks like a project bag. Like for socks, like a perfect sock size project bag. Bet you can't guess where I got it. I got it at a gift shop in Australia in 2007. I was 17 when I went to Australia, almost exactly 13 years ago. But in this is a million bazillion little tiny balls of yarn. This is the yarn from the cottage socks from episode 1. I went ahead and frogged them so that they'd just be in here and ready to go whenever I decided to crank those bad boys out. I think I might try to reknit those during summer sock camp because since they're worsted, they don't take as long as fingering weight socks, and that's another pair of socks I can get out of the way. So the project page for these is already up on Ravelry because I did already complete them once, but I'm going to be reknitting them and I'll just be adding like an addendum to that project for when I reknit them in the correct size for Brad. The last thing I wanted to talk about before I start with life updates and stuff is my next pair of socks for summer sock camp. Because as soon as these burgundy ones are done, I'll be casting on another pair. Not the cottage socks, but a new pair. I really want, I've been hankering to try an Afterthought heel. I was thinking about trying an Afterthought everything sock, but I think I'm just going to do 2 at a time with an Afterthought heel because I got some self-striping yarn and it is my first skein of self-striping yarn. I've never ordered self-striping yarn before and it just came today and I haven't looked at it yet. I'm about to look at it on camera for the first time with you. I'm about to open it up. I cut it, but I didn't look inside. I ordered this from Mustache Yarn. Can I tell you how much I hate heel flaps and gussets? I hate them. Like heel flaps, fine. I hate gusset decreases. There has to be an easier way. So I'm gonna try other ways and see if other ways work better for me. It feels like it's wrapped. Yep, it's wrapped completely in paper. It's stamped with Mustache's logo. Cute. This will be my next pair. I'm gonna try new things with self-striping, which I've never done before, and Afterthought heel, which I've never done before. It's gonna be good. Oh my god. We're gonna try. There we go. Look at it. Oh my goodness. This is from her Camp Cow from fall 2019, one of those colorways. It's based off of a national park, and this is the Great Smoky Mountains colorway. And she does must match skeins. So this is actually 2 self-striping skeins that are perfectly matched to each other, twisted together. It is 75-25 superwash merino and nylon, 100 grams, 460 yards. And these are gonna be my next socks. I am so excited to try self-striping yarn for the first time because I actually already bought a second skein of self-striping yarn from another dyer, and that's going to be here hopefully by my next haul. One of these episodes coming up is going to have a huge haul because I've been buying a ton of stuff. Like the mail's been delayed because of, you know why. But I've been buying so many things. So I have so much stuff in transit right now. It's all gonna end up coming at one time, I know it. So you guys are gonna have a huge haul to watch. All that's left is updates, I think. While I waited for the battery to charge, I printed out my pattern for my soulful beanie, so I can cast that on today. I'm so excited. I'm gonna crank this bad boy out. I don't even know what size needle it takes. I might not have a needle for it. I think it depends on the size. I'll have to check gauge. I think I have a 4 free. I don't think I have a 6 free. My 6 is being used on my pitch. I know I have size 6 DPNs. Guess I could do it on DPNs. I don't really want to though, but we'll see. Updates. Okay, so I told you guys that we are moving to Pennsylvania from South Carolina, and that is happening like quick. We put our house on the market Saturday morning and it sold in 5 hours. 5 hours later we were signing a contract. It is actually in contingency right now, so it's not 100% done. We have until this coming Sunday, the 14th, for the contingency. We'll know on Sunday if that falls through or not. If it doesn't fall through, it's over. House is sold. If it does fall through, we had a couple of other offers, so I don't think we're gonna have an issue selling the house in another day or two after that. So that's happening real quick. It's stressing me out. Thought I was gonna throw up, but here you go. It's real bittersweet because this is our house. This is our home. It was our first home. Basically the first thing we bought together. But I did do a studio tour, like a fairly quick one. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna do another one because, or filmed it. I haven't done it. I haven't edited a video or put it up or anything. But I might film a second film it over again. Because I think I've actually decided I'm going to do a series of videos establishing my new studio / craft room. I want to do one video of touring this room as a before, and then I want to do a video of either a process and after tour or just a process and tour total as a second video of my new studio when we move. So at the very least I'm going to have 2 or 3 videos for that process, but this is going to be a whole video. So I might film it again so that it's a little bit more in depth than what I did, because when I filmed it the first time I just did like a quick run through. I think I might want something a little more in depth than that. And no one asked for it, but I've decided that I'm going to do a house tour as well. Not just for you guys, but also for me to document my first home so I can look back on it and cry, because that's what I'll do. I need to do that too. I'm going to wait. It's really overcast and cloudy and stuff today. I'm going to wait for a sunny day to film the house, because the backside of the house, especially we're south facing, the backside of the house gets really dark when it's gloomy and overcast. So I'll wait till a sunnier day to film that. I might go ahead and refilm my studio tour today though, while I'm like thinking about it. I'm dressed and stuff, so I could even like do face cams and stuff, and I didn't do that the first time. I had a root canal on Friday. It was my first root canal. It was on my second to last molar up here. It was stressful. I was terrified. I'm not even like scared of the dentist, but I am scared of needles. And I am scared of the thought of sitting in a chair for an hour and 15 minutes while they drill into my mouth. So I splurged for laughing gas, nitrous oxide. I did that, and it made the experience so much easier, But they only did this tooth on my right side because I also have a tooth on the left side, both on the top. But they wanted me to be able to eat, so they were only doing one at a time. So they did this one on Friday. She wanted to give me a few days to heal and recover because it is sore. Obviously I can't feel the tooth anymore. That's a root canal, is, you know, them drilling all your nerve endings away down to your root so that you don't have feeling in that tooth anymore. So obviously the tooth doesn't hurt, but all of like my muscles and gums and all of this stuff around and underneath, on the underneath of my mouth back there, that is all really sore from just the procedure. So she's giving me a few days for that to heal, and then on Thursday I'm getting this one done. Y'all, I'm upset about it. I'm not looking forward to it, but hopefully it doesn't happen again. I don't know. We'll see. I thought I had really strong teeth, but apparently they're softer than I thought. I have a lot of really soft teeth in my family. My mom doesn't have any of her teeth anymore because her teeth are so soft, and my sister has already, all three of my siblings that are maternal siblings, they've all had root canals already, and they're all younger than me. I'm the oldest. So it's hereditary, I guess. Soft teeth. But yeah, selling the house, expect tours, expect documentation. We're very excited. Like, it's bittersweet, but we are so excited to just like, we've been getting rid of so much stuff. We're gonna be starting completely over. We're gonna be buying new things when we get there, new furniture. We're basically getting rid of almost everything and just starting over completely from scratch when we move, and I'm so excited about it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And I'm also excited for all of the stuff I've been shopping for to arrive, so I can show you guys in the next couple of podcasts. It's gonna be good. And I promise I will have something finished by the next podcast. Probably, definitely my burgundy socks. Those might be finished tomorrow. I think that's all I got. Thank you guys for being patient with me. I know it didn't require as much patience from you as it did from me. It was rough going filming today. I don't know why it was so difficult today, but I did enjoy my time talking to you. I am very excited. I'm excited about a lot of things. A lot of things, including this channel. I'm excited about this channel. We're gonna have fun here. I'm still getting used to it. We're still getting established. It'll all be good. But thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you next time. It's already taking me 5 million tries to film this video today, so go lay down. Go lay down. Do you want out? Go on. My coffee's cold already.